الغوث الغوث خلصنا من النار يا غوث الغوث خلصنا من النار يا رب.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم إني أسألك باسمك يا برهان يا سلطان. Today we're going to look at the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Sultan. Those who resort to the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as an istighasa or to do dua when they are in trouble, then we have some ahadith which say that if somebody is oppressing you or if somebody is being unjust to you because they have some kind of power or authority over you, then ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to free you from that and relieve you from that with this name Ya Sultanu. Now, the name Sultanu comes from the verb sullat or sult or sallata, which means exactly to have power on something, to have authority on something, to control something. And that is what is Ya Sultanu, the person who has that authority. But to understand Ya Sultanu in connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or what is the domain of the authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Sultan, maybe we can make a slight comparison of what we mean in dunya when we call somebody Sultan. When we read Islamic history, you find that most Islamic emperors used to call themselves Sultan. The Mughal emperors would call them Sultan, the Turkish emperors would call themselves Sultan. You have other kings and rulers who would call themselves Caesars and Tsars, and you have different titles that people give to somebody who is ruling and somebody who has authority. In Islamic history, people have been calling them Sultan. But let us look at these Sultan of Dunya and what is their domain to try and understand a little bit about the domain of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a Sultan. Today in dunya or in history, when we read, when somebody had an empire on a territory, a geographical location, 2-3 countries together, maybe a whole continent together, or a big part of a continent together, they would call themselves Sultan. But let's compare this to the universe. The territory is so small. Today, if somebody, when we look at the earth, there has been nobody who has been the Sultan of the earth till now. But even when we look at earth, more than 50% of the earth is water. How much land is there? Less than half of the earth is land. And in that land, there are so many parts, and someone just gets one part of it and they call themselves Sultan. When the earth itself is a small planet compared to other larger planets in the galaxy, other stars in the galaxy, when we compare the earth to the galaxy and to the universe, there are many galaxies in the universe. It is so huge. So if we try to understand Ya Sultanu according to the territory that the people in this world control and say that they are Sultan, then we will not be able to understand the Sultanate of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Sultan. It's just unimaginable when we think about the territory. Another comparison we can do is the time that people are Sultan for. When we look at the Sultan of Dunya, people will rule for how long? Will they rule for 100 years? Will they rule for 150 years? And all this time that they will rule is a fraction of the time of the entire life of the planet and of the universe. We have that hadith that when Malikul Maut came to Hazrat Nuh who lived for so long, more than 2,000 years, and asked Nuh, Nuh, how do you feel your life has been? How long do you think you have lived? And Nuh pointed to a rock and he said, Oh Malakul Maut, I feel like I just got up from that rock and I walked and I came and I sat here. That has been my time in this dunya. So if somebody who can live more than 2,000 years and it's that much part, then what is this sultanate of people? This power of people for 100 years, 150 years? And they call themselves Sultan. Ya Sultanu reminds us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has power and authority from the awwal till akhir. There is no time limitation, there is no territory limitation on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even with the Sultanate and Shah and all these things that we've had, you know that they would make rules. Yes, as rulers they would make rules. But can they force everybody to follow those rules? Can they keep an account of who broke the rule and who did not break the rule? Can they always monitor their people? No. They're limited to how many cops they can employ, to how many police officers they can have, to how many law enforcement officers they can have, but they have no control. They cannot monitor everything that is in their territory and their domain. They could be a conspirator right in their house and they don't know. Isn't this what we learn from the story of Fir'aun and Musa? Huge emperor he used to call himself. He used to call himself God Fir'aun, and yet Musa was right in his house and he didn't know about it. So all these sultans of the world, they don't have power to monitor each and everything, each and every human being who lives in their domain. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not like that. He is aware of ma fi tukhfi sudur, what is hidden in the hearts of the people. Wa khayanatu a'yun, and He knows where we look, and He knows our thoughts. The sultanate of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unimaginable. And even with all this power and all this authority that the worldly sultans claim for themselves, they cannot protect themselves from harm. Can they? Can they protect themselves from being dethroned? Somebody can come and take over their throne and become a sultan instead of them. They have no power. They cannot do that. They cannot protect themselves from that. Forget about protecting themselves from another military person or another person who wants to take control of their seat. Can they protect themselves from a virus? Can they protect themselves from a small mosquito? We hear the story of Namrud. A tiny mosquito went up in his head and he couldn't protect himself from that. They cannot. So when we look at the world and we look at the sultans of the world and we see that their domain, their territory is so limited, their time is so short, they cannot monitor everyone, they cannot protect themselves, we try and understand the sultanate of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is Sultan. And this is the Sultan that should be coming in our mind, and we should be invoking it and seeking protection in it every time we say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Nothing. There is no power, there is no authority except with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we think that shaitan has power over us, then in the Quran even shaitan says that I do not have any sultan over you. I have no authority over you. I only invited you, I only tempted you, and you chose to accept my temptation. So today, as we mourn the martyrdom of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, we think of all those individuals who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given domain and power over the hearts and the minds of people. They were the sultan of the hearts and minds, and they were not people who ran after territory or ran after physical or material power. They wanted to empower the weak people, and they were not at all interested in getting lands and getting people to obey them because of power. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in today's day give us this tawfiq to think about what is true power and who is the sultan and who does that sultan give this power over people. And may we be among those who are able to understand the sultan and be among those who have the love of the Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam till the day we die. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الغوث الغوث خلصنا من النار يا رب.